Joining me today is Laura Minquini. Did I pronounce that right? Okay, I'm going to say it again. Joining me today is Laura Minquini, the founder of AthenaDAO, an amazing organization that's hoping to propel women's health research. They're doing a ton of great work in this space. I'm super excited to talk to her today and get all the updates to share with you all. So Laura, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, and I'm so excited to meet you too. We've known each other for years from X and sharing information about science and biotech, and I remember the first time we jumped on a call, I think it was still the pandemic.
Yeah.
Seems like
it's
ages
a long
ago.
Time ago. But yeah, I'm so impressed by what AthenaDAO has been able to accomplish. You just gave a rousing update yesterday at the conference here at DeSci London. Can you share a few of those details with us as far as some of the progress you've made?
Yeah, I sometimes take for granted that people follow what we do, or I assume that they might know. So I wanted to do look what we've done since last DeSci London, which was last year, I believe, around the same time, or May, earlier. Since then, we have now a stealth company that's coming out. We probably have the second most IP NFTs after VitaDAO. We have a lot of deals in the making. Our team has grown, our alpha team has grown to 12, and on top of all the other contributors. And what's most exciting about that is that 8 of those 12 are women in science with either PhD candidates or PhDs or already at working in an industry in pharma. So to me, that's a very good testament of the fact that we're onboarding women into Web3. A lot of them didn't even have a wallet or knew what a wallet was. So it's very exciting because they're finding value in what the decentralized science ecosystem is offering. And our mission to fund women's health research needs those women on board. I think the biggest time that we always also remind is that women are very powerful when they set their mind to things. They're very powerful consumers too, so no matter what, if we get women into this ecosystem, it's going to happen.
I am super excited for all the progress building this team, which I've been lucky enough to meet a number of them at this event and your awesome happy hour that you hosted the other night. I know your background isn't necessarily in science, but in fashion. So I'm eager to ask you, what do you bring in from the fashion world? Because I know that AthenaDAO has amazing graphics. I'm obsessed with the reproductive reports that you've been putting out, and they just have this beautiful magazine-like quality to them. So can you share a little bit more about some of those flavors you bring in from this other industry?
Well, as you mentioned, it does look like a magazine, and that was my my vision for it, in the sense that my favorite comment was when somebody said, "It's like a Vogue for science." I'm like, yes, success. I was in publishing before. I do think that science is sometimes it's hard for people to get. It's not accessible, right? And it's one of the problems in science, that it's so hierarchical and so closed. So trying to do everything that we can to make it feel like a consumer brand rather than a science brand or a crypto brand or a Web3 brand. Because our vision is to eventually, we started with the science and we want to go to the women. And the more it feels like something that feels relatable to them, the more important it is. And to me, I did spend that time in fashion. I, for years, sold things to women that they did not necessarily need it, even though they were beautiful. And we all need women's health. We need better healthcare, we need better access, more options. When women realize that the reason they go to a doctor and the doctor says, it's just your hormones, you're just a woman, oh, you can take pain, it's not because they're being mean or dismissive, but because they literally don't know. And why do we know? Because we're not funding the research that we need. A lot of women don't know this. I didn't know this 4 years ago. And once I figured that out, I'm like, wait, women can spend $50,000 on a bag. If they knew that we can act $50,000 can get one PhD student to work at a lab of a researcher trying to tackle things like ovarian aging, PCOS, and endometriosis, they're gonna be like, wait, why don't I put my money there? It's better use of it.
Amazing. I truly believe that you bringing in this other perspective from the industry you worked in before is potentially a game changer for what AthenaDAO is trying to accomplish. I really think that the design and quality of what you all are putting out with regards to your research and just how you're communicating this mission is just very tangibly quality product, right? Like I think it will reach much further than instances in science where we're not putting the effort into speaking to people in this way. So thank you for what you're doing.
Well, I love scientists. I'm not one myself, but the scientists should do good science. And then people like me can go and say, we need to respect these people, we need to support them, and this is how we're going to get better quality of care, better science, better healthcare. So that's my job, selling the science.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I know we don't have a ton of time. I wish I could talk to you more on this topic because it's a favorite of mine. But thank you for joining us, and thank you for being here at DeSci London.
Thank you. I'm so glad they brought you this year.